All right, team, gather around. Today marks the start of our Practical Projects Month. 4 weeks, 4 groundbreaking projects.
What's first on the agenda, Sarah?
We're diving into real estate price prediction with scikit-learn. Anyone want to guess our accuracy goal?
90%?
Let's stay realistic. Even 80% would be impressive for real estate. Remember, we're dealing with multiple variables: location, size, age of building.
Speaking of variables, how do we handle categorical data like neighborhood names?
Excellent question. Let's open Jupyter Notebook and I'll show you. See this? We'll use one-hot encoding for categorical variables. Watch what happens when I transform neighborhood.
That's a lot of columns.
Welcome to the curse of dimensionality. Now, who's ready to tackle our MNIST project next week?
Is it true we'll be building a CNN from scratch?
Absolutely, but first, can someone explain why convolutional layers are perfect for image recognition?
Because they can detect patterns regardless of where they appear in the image.
Exactly. And speaking of patterns, that leads us to Project 3, our NLP chatbot.
Please tell me we're not building another Hello World bot.
Far from it. We're creating a customer service AI that can handle real queries. Think sentiment analysis, intent classification.
Like detecting if a customer is angry?
Precisely. And that pattern recognition will come in handy for our final project, financial anomaly detection.
Is this about fraud detection?
Among other things, we'll be analyzing transaction patterns, identifying unusual behaviors. Maria, stop looking so worried. You'll do fine.
It's just, all these projects sound so advanced.
That's why we're taking them step by step. Remember last month when you thought linear regression was impossible? Now look at you discussing CNNs like a pro.
Can we use transfer learning for the MNIST project?
Interesting suggestion. Why do you ask?
Well, if we're short on computing power...
Hold that thought. Let's break down why we might or might not want to use transfer learning for digit recognition.
What about deployment? Are we going to put these models into production?
Each project will be deployed differently. The real estate model might become an API, the chatbot could go live on a website, and the anomaly detection system, well, let's just say you'll want to add some serious security measures there.
Will we be using Docker?
Now you're thinking like a professional. Yes, containerization will be crucial. Remember, models in research and models in production are very different beasts.
Like that time we crashed the server with our first neural network.
Exactly like that, but that's how we learn. Speaking of which, let's fire up VS Code and start building our first model. Who's ready to predict some housing prices? Remember, these projects aren't just about coding. They're about solving real problems. Now, who can tell me the first step in our real estate prediction pipeline?
Data collection.
Feature engineering.
Defining the problem.
All excellent points, but Chen is closest. Before we even think about data, we need to define the problem we're trying to solve. What questions are we trying to answer about housing prices?